Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and for this Reseller Friday, I want to talk to you about, are resellers really making as much money as they claimed? Now, this topic came up because somebody asked, and I'm not going to post their username because I'm not trying to embarrass them, but this does expose something about them that they don't seem to understand. There's a lot of people out there that do this kind of stuff, and it needs to stop. They asked if TechNSports is very well-known reseller, done very well, sold many millions of dollars worth of stuff over the years. They were saying that they didn't believe him because how could he really make millions of dollars selling used clothing? And this is something that, now I don't know TechNSports. I do not know the man at all. I know of him, and I know what he's doing on YouTube, for example. He's trying to help people. And obviously when you put yourself out there more, you're going to get attacks and you're going to get nonsense like this. Listen, a while ago when I first heard of Tech and I started researching him, I was interested in what he was saying because he was saying a lot of things I've said over the years to numerous people. And because it's just business, basically business principles. He's not saying stuff that is outlandish or ridiculous. First thing, most of it is stuff that goes right with what eBay tells you to do, which should be obvious. People don't do that. They want to do their own little thing, put their own little spin on stuff and wreck their accounts. And a lot of it's just basic business principles. But people don't do that either. They just do whatever they want to do, which is insane. So he puts a lot of good information out there. And so I looked at like, I wonder if how well this guy's doing. This is an interesting model he has. He sells pre-owned clothing, mainly men's stuff, a few little things of women's, but mainly men's clothing. And I looked at his solds, and I had software at the time that would download the solds from a individual seller so you can do research, and added up the totals in Excel. It's very simple to do, and he's absolutely doing the figures he was saying he was doing. Now obviously now if you go to his account, he's winding down his eBay business, and so his sales are not where they were when he was operating at full speed. And I think some people, that's what they're seeing. They're seeing, oh, this guy's not doing what he says. It's like, come on, have some sense. And I've heard people do this with Elon Musk. Well, Elon Musk is broke. The guy's one of the richest people in the entire world. People are just ridiculous. And here's the thing you got to understand. This is why I'm not putting the person's profile and a screenshot of them, because I'm not trying to embarrass them. When you do stuff like this, you expose yourself and your mentality and your own personal mediocrity. Successful people don't have time to go and critique others who are successful and try to figure out, I wonder if they're really making the money they say. Let me ask you this question. How does their making the money they say they're making or not making the money they say they're making, either way, how does it affect your business and your success at all? How? Now, if you want to say, well, but what if the information he's giving is not good? Wouldn't you do that with anybody, no matter what they claim, no matter how many billions of dollars in sales or whatever? Wouldn't you confirm the information is valid? Are you just going out there blindly looking for somebody who you can confirm their dollar amounts they earned in a year? And then you're going based on that? You're going to blindly follow whatever. That's a fool's errand. Why would you do that? So anybody, myself, anyone, TechNSports, Elon Musk, anybody, if they suggest something to do, you need to verify and confirm that that information is valid. Maybe it's valid for them, but in the position you're in, it doesn't work. You need to validate all that stuff. You can't be blindly following random information you see on the internet. You need to confirm it all. But here's the thing. With TechNSports, for example, like I said, a lot of this stuff is stuff that is stated by eBay. He's not telling you to list a certain way because that's his special little secret. He's telling you because that's the way eBay tells you to do it. And if you would just read the website and read what they actually say to do and how they say to do it, you'd improve your sales dramatically. You'd improve your business dramatically because you'd actually be doing things the way the platform wants it to be done. That way, here's the key, because they want you to get sales because they make more money off your sales. You, by doing things the right way, will get more sales. Just doing it your own way is not going to work. Now, here's the thing. You expose yourself when you go around critiquing and doubting everybody and trying to nitpick and fault find. And who has time for that? All you're telling me by doing that is that you are not busy enough in your business and you need to get back to work. But another thing you're testifying against yourself is that you have a poverty mentality. No rich person, no successful person is doing what you're doing. Going around and fault finding and trying to nitpick and saying, oh, this person is not as successful as they claim. Because you would have too much to do to be worrying about critiquing somebody else. You want to investigate somebody else, look at their model, look at the sales they're getting, the performance, and for your own research and knowledge base, fine. But if you're doing it just so you can critique, you are wasting time there. No knowledge is getting obtained. You're absolutely wasting time, and you're keeping yourself in that poverty mentality. And I know you're broke because broke people do that. When I first started getting successful, some broke people I knew in my life, the first thing they did was say, well, is this legal? Like, they couldn't believe that somebody could be as successful as I was without it being somehow illegal. Because they were stuck in their little broke mentality, their mediocrity, and if somebody did better than them, oh, there's got to be something wrong. They got to be doing something illegal. They got to be stealing from people. They got to be just. That's a poverty mentality, my friend, and it will keep you limited. You'll never attain to the levels of a TechNSports or anyone else with that kind of mentality. You can't have that broke mentality. You can't have that lack mentality, because you'll go into the same thrift stores that an individual like TechNSports would go into, and you'll find barely anything, and he'll load up his entire car with stuff. Because your broke mentality will keep you from success. And I'm not saying this to attack you. I don't know TechNSports. I don't know him as a man or anything except from what he does in his online persona, what he puts out there. And all I see is a man trying to help people. He's not begging for money. He's not asking you to buy some merch or something. He looks like he's just out there helping people. Why would people critique that? If you don't like the information, okay, whatever. Who cares? Go watch somebody else then. But here's the pressing thing for you as an individual, and this applies to other people who are doing the same thing. If you find yourself secretly, because what this really boils down to is jealousy. You're jealous, and so you want to find some reason to dismiss this person and claim that what they are saying, the success they've had, isn't real. That way you feel better about your own personal mediocrity. Well, instead of being a loser and going around critiquing everybody, why not be a success? Why not put more effort into your own business instead of critiquing other people's business, which doesn't affect you in the least? And like I said, if you don't like somebody's information they're putting out there, a reseller is trying to help other people, that's fine. Don't watch them. But why would you come online and try to sow discord, and try to get people to doubt somebody else, try to get people to critique somebody else? Why would you do that with your life? You should be focused on working harder, getting more progress done in your business, being more productive, not being the person that's going around trying to fault find. What I would encourage you to do, and listen, I'm not selling you anything, so don't think, oh, Ryan's just trying to sell me his books. Go to my website. You can get my books for free. Read the book firstly and foremost. Read the book. You may be broke, but you deserve to be rich. Read that book. It'll help you. It'll help you renew your mind to a prosperity mentality and not a broke, impoverished, pathetic, fault-finding mentality. Then read my book, Co-Creators with God. Then read my book, God's Secret Law of Attraction. Those are all free on my site, so I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. Don't buy anything. I know you couldn't even afford them anyway because you're broke. I know you're broke because only broke people think this way. I've seen this over and over throughout the years. It's always broke people who are out trying to fault find, say people don't have money. They did this with former presidents. They're always trying to find fault somewhere. Instead of being about their own business and being ultra successful and doing the things that God has put them to do here to be the biggest blessing they can be. Listen, I understand. I grew up poor. I understand how rough it is. I understand how it seems like you're looking around every corner trying to find fault with somebody, and you're trying to find out how somebody's rich over there. They must be doing something evil. They must be lying about it completely because they just couldn't make that much money. It's just not possible. My friend, renew your mind to the truth of God's goodness. There's so much money out there that it is insane. So much money. You can make some of that money. You could earn some of that money. You can reap a harvest of some of that money. And that could mean millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for you if you'll renew your mind to the truth of God's goodness in your life, the truth that Jesus came that you, through his poverty, might be rich, the fact you can have whatsoever you say, the fact that if you ask God for something, he gives good gifts. God is good, my friend, and he will bless you. But here's the thing. If you won't work, you won't do the work, and you do things like speaking evil about other people and critiquing them and fault finding and just trying to make up stuff about people. And then worse, it's bad enough you're doing that to yourself, but then worse yet, you go online and post about it and try to get other people involved. I don't know what you thought coming here to me, thinking I'm going to join in with you. You are sadly mistaken. Renew your mind, my friend. I'm speaking this in love. I know I'm being blunt and I'm being very forward about this, but you need to hear this because that kind of mentality will keep you crippled. It'll keep you in mediocrity. And the best you can ever hope for with that kind of mentality is being average. And average, my friends, is awful. So I encourage you, get those books. They're free from my website. You don't have to pay anything. Get those books, read them, take notes, and start renewing your mind to the truth of God's goodness and his blessing in your life. But understand, he's given you the breath of life, not to sit around scrolling social media, not to be posting on social media all your critiques of other people. He gave you that breath of life so you can be the most active and productive person that exists. So you can do the most in your business and your life activities and become the greatest person you could possibly be. So if you're doing that, you don't have time to critique other people. You don't have time to nitpick. You don't have time to fault find. You don't have time to go sow discord on social media. You'll be about your business and you'll be becoming a greater success each and every day. And then what you might discover, if you keep at it and you're faithful and you're diligent, is that the millions of dollars you're critiquing somebody else making and doubting that they could have made, that's even possible, you'll find that is a drop in the bucket to what is possible if you put your effort fully into things that are productive and useful under the leading and guiding of the Holy Spirit. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.